What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Retro Pioneers Wednesday. I guess you can call this a gathering of gamers who want to talk about and be brutally honest about things that we like and dislike about what's going on the gaming scene right now. So let's get right into it, man. We starting off with GTA 6. What y'all guys' thoughts about this game as of right now?
Well, I'll start by saying that I haven't watched the trailer yet. So
this will be your first time watching it.
yeah, so
true react. Okay,
I've seen the memes, but I haven't watched it myself yet. So
perfect time to be alive, brother.
the memes reach you before the news. It's like I feel like we learn about stuff now from memes, not even the news.
True, right? Because it's just memes are so popular right now, man, to the point where you don't even have to watch a whole movie to even get the concept of a movie because of a meme,
right?
Yeah, there's always a bored gamer making memes.
It's funny. I'm like the opposite. I've seen the trailer, but I haven't seen the memes. I'm like, oh, I need to go see the memes.
Now, I've been seeing memes every now and then, and brother, when I tell you the memes are hilarious,
I got to check them out. I've been just watching all the breakdowns, and then I watched Digital Foundry had their tech breakdown today. They were looking at ray tracing and GI and all that.
Look, man, we gonna be surprised, man, with a lot of stuff that's gonna come out with this game. But we're gonna go ahead and watch it right now to see, what you think of it.
All right.
Let me know if it's too loud.
I don't hear it.
Don't hear it, brother.
Might be better that you don't hear it though, so you don't get
Yeah, right.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
So these are our new characters. I saw a meme about this guy being a cop. People think that he's already an undercover cop in GTA 6.
Okay.
I mean, I doubt it.
That's
I just saw they go Fast and Furious style with what was his character's name?
Paul Walker.
Rest in peace. Yeah, Paul Walker. They're going Paul Walker style. Like, I mean, it's possible,
undercover cop,
but there's no real indications here.
Now, is this trailer gameplay footage? This is game rendered footage?
Yeah,
I believe so.
They came out and said it's both. It's a mix of cutscenes and gameplay.
So it could, depending on release, it may not look as good as this, but the cutscenes are going to look like this, it seems.
Well, this is on a PS5. They said this is rendered on a PS5. It'll say at the end.
Yeah, it does say that.
apologize everybody for the no audio. We don't want to get copyrighted over here.
Yeah, no copyright strikes.
Nope.
We doing good so far.
This game
It's
looks
definitely
nuts,
capturing the spirit of Florida.
Yeah.
Or Leonida, as it's called.
Yeah, isn't the map like 3 times the size or something as
Yes.
GTA 5?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
But if you ever play Vice City, it's 10 times bigger than that map.
Oh, yeah, Vice City.
I loved Vice City.
Because this is based on Vice City too.
Yeah, Vice City was a fire game too.
I keep hoping
the best music in that game.
Cameo from
hands down.
City.
Yeah, 80s tracks can't beat it.
Like, I hope we get an old gray-haired version of him, like in his mansion, and he gives him a couple missions, and he's like, "All right."
Hey, sure. it might happen though.
I hope so.
Because I mean, they are in Vice City doing this, so it could happen.
Make Rod Stewart an NPC.
Yo, it tripped me out when I found out who the main character is in real life.
Who is it?
Jason Duval.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean? That's the name of this character here.
Is it?
That's the name of this guy's character.
I'm not familiar with that name.
Yeah, that's just
the name of this it's probably the
game.
So
you're thinking of Robert Duvall, the actor.
Yeah. You're right.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay, I was all backwards
Jason
too.
is just a character.
Yo, so from what we just saw, because we couldn't hear it, but what we just saw, what y'all thoughts about this? We're gonna start with you, Brian. What's your thoughts first?
Start with me.
Yeah.
Gosh, I have so many. Where do I start? It looks awesome. I wasn't prepared for it to drop like everybody else. I was excited it just dropped it. Number one, my brother went to school in Miami, and so for me, this is real cool because we used to go down and visit him a bunch. So it looks spot on, man. They got, I'm a huge Red Dead fan. I played a ton of Red Dead when it first came out, and that was a huge graphical leap over GTA 5. This looks like somehow they got a leap over Red Dead in the graphics, so I'm hyped for that. This is making me think, man, I think I might have to get a PS5 Pro in 2026 so I can make sure I have it. I'm definitely gonna have to get this on my Xbox and my PS5. It's a must buy for both consoles. Hopefully they'll have cross save so I can just bounce back and forth with friends. I'm hyped. It looks good.
Okay. What about you, Ryan? What's your thoughts, man?
I'm not a GTA person, to be honest with you. I
Mm.
really liked GTA 5, the storyline, but the online is like it's unplayable. It's nothing but modders and people spamming in money, and your friends are trying to run missions, and you're just getting blown up with a guy who's hacking. And they've never addressed that, but they have no problem selling you $100 shark cards. You said being brutally honest, so I'm going to be extremely brutally honest.
Go ahead. Do you think?
If they don't address like hacking problems in GTA 6, I mean, like the thing that they did in GTA 5 to counteract that was allowing us to finally do missions in a private server, but that completely killed the fun of it. Like my friends and I were then doing drug runs and things trying to make the money, and there was no competition. It was literally just a matter of hop in your vehicle and do your routes and get your money. So I'd like to see them address more of the online problems that they've had in GTA 5. I mean, if it's got great graphics and great gameplay, that's great. I think that everybody knows from a Rockstar game that that's probably what's going to come out. So from a single player experience, I think it'd be awesome. I'd love to see a GTA game come out with like a co-op version of the storyline as well, so you could play with a friend and go through and then your characters are talking back and forth. I think that would be a thing that we would love to see Grand Theft Auto games do in the future, when we get GTA 7 in 12 years, but I think GTA 5 just had so many issues. Like I thought it was such a cool game, but it's so hard to get me and my friends to want to invest so much time just because the hacking problem is just so abundant. But from the trailer, though, I think it does look beautiful. It looks great. But again, cutscenes are cutscenes until we actually get into the game and play it ourselves. I don't think we'll really know. But I think GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2 has led us down a path of great storytelling, great voice acting. So I think we can 100% check those off the boxes for sure.
Okay. What about you, Chris? What's your thoughts, man?
Man, I'm excited. I remember when GTA 5 came out on my Xbox 360, man. This is like, the tail end of the 360 for me, but the online wasn't there at the beginning, and then it got better, but then to Ryan's point, it got worse. It's kind of like a progression of good to worse instead of just being great. And I'm hopeful for this one they can crack it and actually get that online gameplay more stable. I mean, they're going to start off on this generation, so I'm glad to see that. But yeah, like everyone else, I'm hyped for it. I like everything I've been seeing, but until we get it like here, it's kind of like, oh man, because they pushed that release date a year. It's like kind of threw everyone off. We were all kind of expecting it this year, I think. So, but for the most part, it's been a hype game that we're all just going to be excited and wait for. That 1 year until then.
Okay.
The 2020.
Yes.
May 2026.
So exactly a year.
Yeah.
So we got 12 months to be teased with more trailers. So hopefully we'll see some more stuff come out in the future. But I definitely think the story is going to be fun to play. It's definitely going to be worth playing.
Yeah.
Going off that, would you? Oh, go ahead, Byron.
Well, I'm curious, Russia. Did you play any Red Dead Online?
I played a little bit of Red Dead 2. I have not played the online, but I heard that the online was pretty fun on that game.
Yeah, Red Dead, and I guess maybe also because it's a period piece. With GTA 5, eventually, they had flying cars and laser guns, right?
Yeah.
And so with Red Dead, with that period piece, I don't know too much about the hackers and the cheating because I was on console, but it was a super fun experience online and Red Dead, especially coming from GTA Online, because it was a little bit more tame in terms of just staying grounded to what the period was.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they'll be able to keep that feeling in GTA 6 of where they kind of had made it better, I think, in Red Dead. But like you said, GTA 5 was just out of control. On the online.
Okay, my thoughts
on PC.
See, my thoughts with that whole situation about GTA 5, right, online, is they ran out of ideas. They had to make it to the point where they could stretch this game long enough until they got done with GTA 6 to the point where they was able to advertise it and stuff like that. So they had to add unnecessary crap to a game, right? Just like Call of Duty, when it came down to you shooting in space, or this is a shooting game. Why are we running on walls shooting like Anthem or Gears of War type gameplay, man, like game style? But it's the same concept with GTA. They just felt like, okay, well, we put hoverboards or whatever into the game, laser guns and stuff like that. It would keep everybody occupied and less complaining until they see what they want in this next game or whatever the case may be. So
anything to sell shark cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you have a bike, but it also flies and it also shoots missiles, and we also won't ban you if you're using a cheat menu. So you can just fly around on this all day and just shoot everybody across map. and then
Yeah.
we won't do anything about it. That was just the one thing I'm just really hoping that they kind of take a look at in GTA 6 is the online. The online is really what keeps people coming back to that game. I mean, if you really talk to the player base as well as like the modding community with a lot of the RP servers and stuff, you know, I mean, I really think the RP servers really kind of piggybacked a lot of the GTA 5 and fandom like into the future, because really on GTA 5 and GTA 6, like outside of playing the storyline, like what do you really do online? You know what I mean? You do missions, you do the same runs, so you can buy cars, you can go to car meets. Like at the end of the day, GTA 5 is really just like, it's really just like a VR chat. You know, people will log in to hang out with their friends and show their guns and like you role play. Yeah, you see people meeting up for car meets, or you see people like actually going to the clubs. Like when they put the club stuff in, you start seeing people RPing, stuff like that. Like very similar to like what you experience when you go on VR chat. It's like VR chat, there's games and things that you can do. Like what are people doing when they're in there? They're all just hanging out in their outfits, chatting around a imaginary pool table, you know, just having fun, like swimming in a pool together. So it'd be cool to see like what they're going to do at GTA 6, like what kind of interactive stuff we're going to be able to do with each other online. It'd be cool to see, like, it always felt like in GTA you unlock all these cool buildings and stuff, but there's like not too many things to do inside of them. Like once you unlock them, it's like about running some missions or doing like certain things to make some money. It would be cool just to see some more interactive stuff with your friends, just some more co-op stuff, like outside like a casino, you know what I mean, that you could really do an experience. So be interesting to see like what kind of mini games and stuff they're going to put in for your friends to enjoy. I think that's going to be the thing that I'm most excited to see is like, are there going to be like fun jet ski missions or like just what are the cool stuff they're going to come out with?
Yeah, to your point that I've seen like, you know, that relationship like with the couple right there in that, you know, trailer. Maybe they have something tying in the co-op with them because, you know, that kind of leads into that. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think another thing on GTA 5 is like when you were doing missions a lot, like when you're doing the old flying plane missions, there's only like 3 routes, you know? It's like it'd be awesome to see maybe there's 5 or 7. So when you're grinding these missions, you don't just feel like you're flying the same plane route over and over again. Like when we used to do the drug drops from the planes, you know, you fly over the water, you go to the mountain, you go to the water, you fly back, you're done. And then you run the mission again, and it's like you have like a 50-50 chance to like get that route or then like get the route that takes you down further south. So with the map being 3 times the size, I'm hoping that maybe there's even some more variety in the grinding missions to make it feel a little bit more variable as well.
And to go off what you just said, Chris, about you playing as the couple, but as co-op, like it would be kind of weird you playing with your homeboy and he's the girl and you playing as the dude and y'all have a sex scene where you got like bro, that would be kind of weird.
That's the new second player
of Black Mirror. That's like the episode of Black Mirror.
Yo, that would be kind of weird, brother.
Yeah. Hey, you know, at least you're a human. It could be weird if you were an alien or something. So
yeah, you're right.
Second player is like the girl getting her thigh rubbed. You're just like, sorry, bro, you got to play that one. That's you, man.
Oh man, who got to fight for the
that will be
romance mini
off
game.
the rockers, bro. But you know, further than that, though, man. What games everyone been playing, man?
Oh, we're done with GTA? Hold on, I still got more to say.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. Dude, one thing going back to the online that was really nice in Red Dead, like I said, was it was more grounded, and hopefully, like you guys are all saying, that they keep this kind of flow going into the new gen. I wonder if they're going to launch it at the same time, because previously, in 5, it launched, I think, a month or 2 months later. With Red Dead, it was just exactly 1 month after the launch of the story mode. So I wonder if now they're going to launch them same time, or if they're going to give themselves that little buffer.
I think going to be a little time gap in between.
It's tough to say because, you know, 5's online is so popular, and they know they're going to want everyone to be ready to jump back in it ASAP.
I mean, you spending $100 for it. It better come with both.
That's. I'm thinking to your point though. Waited though, maybe because you know they're not going to.
They want you to come back
out. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Play the story. Yep. So no, you go ahead, Chris. I was agreeing with you.
Oh yeah. No. Just to his point, like I think the technology and where the consoles were at that time, they just kind of couldn't. But I think them holding off. I think they were just like especially because it's going to be scrutinized like crazy because they waited so long to come out with the next one. So they're going to be like, we have to be on it perfect. And if it doesn't drop with online, there's going to be, I think, a backlash because I think of people who play GTA now, to your point, more people go on there for online if you actually are playing GTA. I mean, the story is great. And old people who played like the old GTAs will know that the story's where it was at. But I think moving forward, the online, obviously that's where they're going to make their bread and butter. So they want to make sure it's 100% perfect. don't want to have a lot of hiccups, especially for a game that we've all been waiting years and years and years. It's not like they're just like rushing it out the door, even, pushing it back after saying they were going to release it this year. So that's what I think.
It's not a game. It's not a game like that. Other companies right now are releasing a lot of games in early access or beta, which gives them time to get feedback on systems and make updates, so it's not crashing on this processor or this graphics card. So I think you're probably going to see like a honeymoon period for like the first month. Historically what they've done before, like, hey guys, here's GTA 6. Yeah, online comes next month. Okay, well, like, I'm so hyped, I'm gonna play the storyline. You play the storyline, and after you've enjoyed that for a month, you're gravitating back to the other games that you're playing. Oh wow, online just came out. Now you're gonna come back. So I could see them going that route. As a consumer, everybody's gonna want that online to come out, and that's why I didn't mean to speak over you, Chris. I was waiting to say I think the exact same thing as you. So when you started speaking, I was just in agreement that everybody's gonna want that. But from a development and marketing standpoint, I mean, really, like, dangling the bait in front of the fish is way better than just like giving like just dumping all your worms in the water. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like they're definitely going to milk their fan base for as much as they can before they release that online. Because you got to think, I mean, if they release online day one, they're going to have like 2 million people on those servers.
True.
Day one. Like day one. I mean,
they crashed the first time.
They got like 10 million views. They got like 10 million views in 40 minutes on YouTube or something like that. Their trailer, I mean, GTA 6 is probably going to be the most hyped game ever because it does have adventure, action, storytelling, online role playing, friends. Like, you really can. I mean, it really is like Sims with crime. You know what I mean? And if they expanded on like the housing more and made it more customizable and stuff, you'd probably see a lot of people like really never come off other games. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this platform. And I think day one, they're going to probably release it as easy as they can, just from a development and marketing standpoint. Just not giving I mean, that's what they're doing with the trailers too. They're just like, here's the trailer. And then they're like, we have questions. And they're just like, don't care. See you guys. They just don't anything. You know what I mean? Like, they're very good at just being like, we do things at our pace. Like, we just don't care
like
about
Nintendo.
what you have to say.
Yeah, they stopped showing up to conventions like 20 years ago. Literally, they're like, we're not doing none of that. They barely even do like exclusives with anything. I mean, not except PlayStation. I mean, like with outlets like IGN First. They never do any of that stuff. They're just like, we'll respond when we want to.
Yeah. We print money.
I mean, they make so much money off of their in-game purchases, they don't really need to. I mean, the proof is in their putting with their games. And, Red Dead 2 is really hyped. And, I'm just, at my age, single-player story games are really hard for me to get into. They take a lot of effort, and I don't really get that natural, just like,
hey, your age, you're a young man. Come on now.
Yeah, well, with how much I work, I don't feel very young. But it's just when I come home, I want to play games with friends. I mean, gaming has become a social thing for me. So, and I've seen so many cool graphics, and I've come from an era of great gameplay. It's really hard for a new game to really entice me with graphics and things like that. It's really just not enough for me to get excited about. Like, you could put a really good pixel game, that just has really good gameplay, and I'll play that over something that has great graphics like any day. So, it's going to be up to the mini games and what I can do with my friends and the type of exploration and stuff that we can do together. That's really going to make me interested in GTA 6. I'm going to play the storyline just because I've always thought the missions were fun, and it's like playing a movie. You know what I mean? It's very much like you get to enjoy a story. So I think that aspect is going to be enjoyable as well, but we'll see.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's going to be their main focus from day one, is for you to play the story. Because it makes no sense for them to bring both out, and you're going to be playing multiplayer first, and then you're never going to go to the story at all.
Yeah, people would just go online.
Yeah, they're just going to go online.
That's
help
true.
the story, so it's just, that makes sense on that marketing tactic that they would do that, just to build more suspense for online, because once they drop online, it's going to go bananas to the point where everybody and their mama going to be on online.
Yeah, it'll probably be like the first time they'll do like a sale probably too, and then game will be like $40 instead of $60 after the for like a 2-month honeymoon, and they'll be like, hop on online now for even cheaper. You know what I mean?
I mean, it might be on sale for $60 now.
That's
since games going to 80 and 90.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Or 70 if it's $100,
Shit. Oh man.
Well, if that's the case, then I'll just keep supporting new games like Expedition 33. You know what I mean? So
Game Pass. Game Pass.
So what?
That'd be nice.
What are we still going?
Well, I was going to say, speaking of mini games, can we go back and pause through the trailer, or is that not possible? Because there's a couple of things in there that look like they might be some mini games. There's a shot of Lucia throwing a punch to a punching bag. And if you guys remember in San Andreas, you could go and train at different martial arts.
I was thinking that
Dude, that
too.
was so good.
If they
San
bring that
Andreas
back,
training was so good.
Yeah,
if they bring
you could
that
beef up
back,
your
that'll
guy.
be awesome. There's a shot of homeboy, what's his name? Jason lifting weights on the beach. So if you can like change your body shape and get buff and fat again and all that kind of stuff and skinny
cool.
and all, it's just like
that was an interesting mechanic when they implemented. Yeah, I remember that on San Andreas. That was like, what the heck? You're actually building your character like physically, and it's not just all stat based or
fast food and gain weight.
Yeah.
Or if you didn't work out, you'd get skinnier again, or and you could actually go and like run, and like that would increase your stamina. Like that'd be such a cool thing to see them do more in GTA 6. And
like how you was on San Andreas.
Combos.
Yeah.
It could take you like many weeks and like many weeks of grinding to like actually get up to a high level, like almost like RuneScape, like stuff like that would be a cool thing to add into GTA. Like somebody who's like grinded their sprint or their gun usage or something, like use it to level it style gameplay.
Escape the cops by running.
Yeah.
If
you're just out sprinting out the comps.
Yeah.
Right?
You talking about this right here, Byron?
That there, but I'm saying if they've upgraded like the hand-to-hand combat animations to where maybe you can specialize in different, ways of fighting, that'll be sick. Like if you want to be a pure, street fighter and you're like jujitsuing guys out there, or if you just
practicing Wing Chun,
straight up kung fuing guys and flowing that, like if they could get that in there, that would be really, really cool.
Make my character Ip Man.
Yeah, for real, man, because that would be pretty dope. But other than that, man, what other games y'all excited for right now? Or what games has you been playing that got y'all like glued to the couch right now?
Not to jump in front, but I'm obsessed with Expedition 33 right now. I'm a big turn-based game guy, and just out of nowhere, I saw this game pop up on Steam a couple days ago. It's $50. I haven't bought a game for $50 in years. Like I literally I'll just wait for stuff to come out on sale. And I watched the turn-based combat. I watched the trailers of it, and I started reading all these reviews. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. And like for the past week, I've been coming home from work, like editing my videos, and I'm like a little kid excited to sit down and play this game. I'm going to play it as soon as I get off with you guys. It's a turn-based game. It has like parry and block mechanics, kind of like Elden Ring. It's like open world with no mini map, so you have to roam around and find everything. The characters and stuff kind of give like Zelda vibes, like the villages and stuff. The art and the music and the combat is just perfect. And it's 30 devs who left Ubisoft. They left Ubisoft and started their own development team, and this is their first game they've come out with. And like the only bug that I've seen in it is like sometimes the hair glitches on like one of the characters on her shoulder, and that's it. Like I've really not noticed anything else. So from a new game that's come out, that game, I think it's Claire Obscure Expedition 33. The storyline's crazy. I still have no idea what the hell is going on. I'm usually the kind of guy who like skips through stories and stuff. I just want the gameplay and like the collectibles. Not in this, man. I'm like sitting back. I'm like totally invested. Like something happened yesterday in the storyline where I'm like, no way you just did that. You can really tell like the Final Fantasy inspiration from the devs, and then you go to the website and you actually read about the devs, and they show all the favorite games they play, and you're just like, oh my god, devs who play games making games. Like what a concept. We need to get back to that. But if you haven't checked out that game, absolutely do so. It is a freaking phenomenal, man.
Okay. Yeah, definitely gotta go check that out.
That game is the rage of the industry right now. It's a huge contender for game of the year.
There's 85,000 people on it yesterday on Steam. That's insane for a turn-based combat game, dude. Like 85,000 people is wild. Like there's MMOs that are still surviving with like Star Wars Online has like 4,000 people online at its peak, and they average like 500 people online every day. I mean, 80,000 people for a turn-based game is just mind-blowing. And like there's people on Google writing reviews about it who are like, I never write Google reviews, but like I wanted to write something off of Steam, and I was like reading them at work the other day at my lunch, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, and then I wrote a Google review for a game. I wrote a review for it. I'm like, dude, these devs just deserve all the praise. But if you guys are looking for it's very challenging, like the parry block mechanic. Like every single combat instance you get into, you actually have to read the enemy and see when they're about to attack, and it'll tell you like the kind of combos, and you can parry, block, jump, and then if you jump, you can counterattack. So it feels very like almost like a fighting game, but it's turn-based. It's super, super weird, but it might be in the top 10 best games I've ever played in my life, and I've been playing games since I was a kid. And that's saying a lot. It's really hard to push up into the top 10, but just you can just feel the passion and the love that they put in that game. And that's something that you don't feel anymore. Like, I think that's the big thing for me. Like, I feel really disconnected from games because you can tell it's a product, you know what I mean? And this game is like, you can just tell it's just pure passion. Like the people who made this game just love games.
Yeah. It's an Unreal Engine game, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Looks like it. This game is shaking up the industry in the way that it was developed. Like you said, just those 30 developers, it shows you that, man, when you have the right tool set with something like Unreal and people who have experience and are working towards the same goal, like, gosh, you don't need more than 50 people, man. You can crank out a AAA game.
I think they had passion for this project. It is like back to the days of when you would make a game, and the way the games came from the before time, before it was just all commercialized and let's make as much money as possible. It was like, let's try something that we all kind of see, like we can see it moving forward in this way, and then they build upon it, and it just comes out, and people aren't really expecting it to be a success or a huge hit, and then they really do like show you, like, look, this is a different way of doing it. And I think that's what we kind of saw with that one. And Ubisoft
heard nothing about it.
Yeah,
like it just came out.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about it, but after I came out, I've been hearing nothing but things about it, and it's nothing but good things. And what you've said, and I'm just thinking it's probably those Ubisoft employees who might have probably got fired, who were just like, we could do way better. We don't need you guys. We can do our own thing. And look, they're showing people, hey, look, we're gonna make something special here. And for it to be, not from a huge studio, just from like a small group of people, like really shows you don't necessarily need all that money behind you to make something really great.
I mean, let's put it in perspective. Okay, Ubisoft just came out with Assassin's Creed. Okay, they came out with an Assassin's Creed game based off of a Japanese family lineage who exists. They were extremely offensive. They didn't research any cultural references. They didn't get permission from Japanese authorities to use the likeness or image or name of any of the places that they used. They gave you the ability to desecrate shrines and do things in the game.
No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
What? I mean, I watched like literally the Japanese Prime Minister address all of this stuff. Like the Japanese Prime Minister spoke about this,
addressing the ability to do that on the shrines, which they changed right away. There was there was an active campaign against this game from the anti-woke crowd to try to really bash this game. This game was not trying to be malicious at all in the ways that a lot of people were portraying it to. The game did really well. It sold a ton of copies. It's got great reviews. People are playing it on Steam. The Japanese community has really welcomed it.
Well, that's good to hear. Because when it first launched, there was a lot of drama.
At first.
Drama was from the anti-woke crowd. Mad.
I heard that there was like a screen. Well, I didn't think it was that. I think it was because they had somebody who was using the name from the royal family in like a gay relationship, which was like, again, which was another one of the claims that like that's what they were upset about.
You're allowed to have gay relationships in fictitious stories.
But I see when you use the name of a royal family that's still alive in rule, I can see where that could come off negatively. I mean, that'd be like us. That'd be like me making a game about the Bidens or Trump or something like that, and like it's gonna cause problems. Like whether it's fictitious or not, like when it's based off of historical Japan, like I could see where the anger comes from.
I'm just saying the rage that you're saying was coming from the anti-woke crowd. Most gamers, 80% of gamers, every gamer who bought it is playing it. There was the only thing I really saw was strong effort from the anti-woke crowd to bash this game. And those are the tactics they were using. There was anti-woke people posing as Japanese people online, creating stories.
Oh my God.
I'm in Japan and I know, and you go and look and it was some white dude in Missouri.
Probably, yeah. I remember coming home from school, or not school, but from work a couple like weeks ago, and just saw that like the Japanese Prime Minister shouted, like, was talking about Ubisoft, and I was just like, what the heck? And I watched them speaking in well, I don't know what they call their courts, but
see the thing with that whole situation, right? They looking like at that particular time that we in right now, everybody's looking for a reason to about everything. Bash. We just in that like sensitive era of life right now. and it's to the point where it's like, they got things they got against the United States, and we got things they against that they doing over there. But it's to the point where it's like, like Byron said, you got a lot of people pretending to be other folks to stir up.
Also, you got to create a story. You can't have a word for word. It's not a documentary. They didn't create a documentary game. They created a story game off of something historically that had been in the past. Yeah, they might still be alive. You might, to your point, you can create a game about the Bidens or Trump or whoever. The thing is, and we're lucky because we're in America and we have free speech. In that country, in Japan, they get their speech maybe suppressed because they might not have the same democracy that we supposedly have. We'll see. But for now, it shouldn't matter what your feelings are on a game. It should just matter, is the game fun and do a lot of people like it? And if you don't like it, then don't play it. Move on. There's, like we were just talking about Claire Obscure. We were talking about GTA. There's so many games. There's so many where people want to pinpoint stupid, societal problems when we're just talking about video games, kids. Let's play them.
Yeah, and how many games have done the same thing? Like Ninja Gaiden, couldn't you say like Ninja Gaiden games were cultural appropriation? Like, I mean,
they've been doing it for a long time.
There's a million games that have been like For Honor, like when For Honor came out, all the historical accurate people were like, that's not historically accurate. And it's like, no one cares, man. It's just a parry block game. Like we're just knights. Knights would never fight samurais. It's like, we don't know that. It's like,
hey, it was a fun idea though.
You ever seen Epic Battle Simulator? Like that's not true.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Deadliest Warrior.
The point that I was trying to get at was Ubisoft focuses so much on like we're the best, we can make quadruple A games. They've got 19,000 employees, and the game that they released last time wasn't super well received when it first came out because of all this stuff. Maybe it's a great game, but look at what a company with 19,000 people who tells their customers, get used to not owning your games. That's not a cool thing to tell us. No. And then flexes and says, we're going to be the first company to come out and make a quadruple A game. Yeah, you did, by getting rid of some of your best devs, and then they went and made a new studio. And honestly, they probably have made the first quadruple A game I've ever played. The graphics are insane. They're Unreal Engine 5. It's the first time I played an Unreal Engine 5 game that comes out that just has steady frames. I mean, I'm only getting like 90 on my 4090, but it's steady. And it's not tanking and dropping. It's beautiful. The story is rich. Like, I've been playing the game. I'm 30 hours in. I'm still getting new stuff added to the game, new mechanics. I'm like, every time I play this game, I'm like, wow, everything about this game is perfect. Like, it may be different. It may not be what you like, but for what it is, it's done so well and it's polished. I think it's funny that Ubisoft probably has made their first quadruple A game, but it was because of what they did with their team members, and some of their best devs have now gone and made a great game. But unfortunately, this is just what happens when companies get big. You get people, 19,000 people in a company. There's going to be a lot of people in that company who don't play video games. Like what would be the odds of 19,000 people working in a company and every single one of them is a gamer? Like, that just ain't going to work. So you've got publishers and marketing teams and salespeople who work at these companies, and they push products. Whereas when you find a passion dev studio that can really come up with something beautiful, those end up being like the best games. I mean, look at like Phasmophobia, Getting Over It. Those are like one-man teams. Look at Schedule One. Schedule One broke the internet. That's one dude named Tyler. That's one dude named Tyler, who's literally just a passion project. He's been building the game for a long time. But it just goes to show that like games require love, games require passion and understanding. And when you have people that respect those core values of what gaming are, because gaming is an escape for us. It's a choice for us to enjoy another reality, do something with friends. And when the gameplay and stuff pulls you out of that, you're quickly like, all right, I'm just going to go do laundry or go do something else. So having games nowadays that really respect the player and just saying like, we want you to just have a cool experience, those are going to be the games that really shine in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Good point.
That's a good point.
Definitely a good point, man.
And that's why indie games do tend to be the ones that are more popular, like that Schedule One and some of these other ones that aren't even mentioned, because like those people who are making those games aren't, they are gamers and they aren't looking necessarily just for profit. They also just want to have a really great game that's out there for people to play. Or Ubisoft or an EA and these ones, that they're the top focus for everyone in that company has to be money, because they have like you said, there's so many people, they all got to eat, they all got to feed themselves. But if you're a gamer just making a game on the side, you might have a side job and then you're just doing it out of the pure passion of it and the love for playing games. So that's definitely a good point.
Look, imagine being payroll and sending out 9,000 paychecks every 2 weeks.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
imagine what that bill looks like. I mean, from a CEO perspective, you got some pressure to make some money and sell products. Whereas somebody like Tyler, like the Tyler guy who made Schedule One, that kid just made a few $1,000,000. He's probably like, I don't even know what to do with myself right now. Like, he can actually just chill. Huh? Was it $20?
Yeah,
$20, something like that.
Yeah,
and I mean, he sold at least like 3 or 4 million copies.
He's made a ton of money.
So
just know a lot of that went to Uncle Sam.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not as much as you think.
Yeah, but he still made a couple million.
Not as much as you think.
25% to 25% goes to Steam. 5% goes to the engine. Usually engines take 5% once you publish a game. Most engines are free nowadays. Back in the day, engines used to be $20,000-$30,000, but they've gone to the freemium version now. And so 30% of your money is gone. Let's just say another 30% generously to the tax man, 60%. But still, 40% of your money on a single day. I mean, even if he sold the game for $20 and he sold 2 million, the kid still made 10, 20 million.
He still made money, yeah.
Dude's set for life, and he could easily afford 1 or 2 good people on his team and just have like one environmentalist and like one person who's working on the environment, one person who's working on new products and stuff. So it'd be really interesting to see where that game goes, especially now with the other publisher looking into him for the lawsuit. I don't know if you guys heard about that. Well, there's another company that's called like Grow. It's another weed game, and they basically said that the publisher for it is like they're doing an investigation onto Schedule One to see if he broke any laws, and they basically are trying to say that like we're the ones who have like the system down for selling drugs, and everyone's online like, brother, people have been selling drugs for like a long time, like the whole like take money, get a baggie with stuff is like you don't own that. Like hate to break you, but the streets have owned that for a long time, my friend. So I think that's like where they're kind of trying to come from. But it's funny how. So it's funny how like this kid gets this much success and then immediately
trying to bash him,
immediately trying to bring him down. He already had to change like Coke to Kook like in his game because he didn't want to get sued by Coke. Like he's already done some little stuff in the game, but it'd be interesting to see what happens over the next year with that game as they go after him. He's just a one-man show, so he's gonna have to figure that stuff out.
When the capitalists come for you,
they're like you made 40 million, we only made 100,000. We want some of your money.
Exactly. What can we copyright in here?
You have a game where you sell weed, we own that.
That texture, that's not your texture.
We own weed.
Original texture.
The guy says that, then he goes to the dispensary after work. He's like, "Oh, we own this," and that goes.
But see, that's what I'm talking about, man. It's just that you want to enjoy a game for what it is, and then you got these corporates trying to come and tear it down just because they not getting a piece of the pie, man. It's just when gaming became a business, that's when gaming started falling. To me, when these corporates start putting their hands and trying to nickel and dime every little percent they can in these games, man, that would kill the love of games for me personally. And I started seeing it like the early, not late 2000s, like probably like 2015. I started seeing that.
I think,
and then you got all.
Fortnite made it
Fortnite killed
because it started with I mean, a lot of people say like, what was it, World of Warcraft was like the first ones with microtransactions or more like with the expansions. GTA kind of with those shark cards, was before Fortnite, but once Fortnite hit in like 2017, 2018, everyone's after that, and they're after that. Let's get let's get them in for free, but then let's just see how much people are willing to spend on extra accessories and in-game stuff. So. And it's kind of become like the cash cow everyone's looking for. Like Sony's still reaching for it looks like, with their endeavors. But people want them to come out with, first-party games because they historically have always been great. But I think they're kind of putting it on the back burner thanks to Microsoft just putting everything on Xbox, on PlayStation now. You don't even need an Xbox anymore. Pretty much they killed that thing.
Yeah, and it crosses over to PC now. Most is cross-play. Some is cross-save. Like Sea of Thieves. You can log into Sea of Thieves on your Xbox, and you can go sit on your PC and play on the same account. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, I like that. It's good for gamers who have those options. It's unfortunate if you were invested in only an Xbox ecosystem, you're kind of getting shafted when it comes to that console. But, the times are changing, and it looks like the Microsoft and Xbox are going to screen-specific, not to the hardware. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, that's a problem in Elder Scrolls Online. You got a lot of people who play on console. It's the exact same game on PC, yet the worlds don't collide. Most people on PC play on console because they switched over because they wanted a bigger community. But it's like games like that. It's like with as much money as Bethesda has, ZeniMax got bought by Microsoft, and they still don't have crossplay or any way for those people to engage with each other. And it's like that, systems like that, because of what Microsoft has done, has rapidly started to feel very archaic, like almost overnight. And to your point about the loot boxes and microtransactions and stuff, like honestly, I really think sports games were like the last barrier to that. Back when you were younger, sports games had none of that stuff. There weren't boxes where you could unlock players. I mean, the old NCAA games, you just had the players. And for years, the NCAA football community online, people were making mods and updating the rosters, and you could go down and play the PC version and still get all the new players on the old NCAA game. And then EA came in and they were like, what if we start putting actual advertisements at the halftime of your basketball game? Everyone's like, no, like don't do that. And then you play the EA soccer games and you're like, oh, well, I want Messi on my team. It's like, okay, well, go spend $200 on crates and see if you pull a gold Messi card, and then you can put him on your roster. Yeah. Where the era we grew up in old sports games, if you want to play the Lakers, you get Kobe. It was pretty straightforward. Like he was just on the team. You know what I mean? So like, we've always had loot boxes in certain things in adventure games. You've always had it in games with battle passes. You've always had it in shooter games, especially, right? Because like the one thing that keeps us coming back to shooters is fun skins and our guns looking cool. And Call of Duty used to have all that stuff in the game. It was all about diamond skins and gold skins, and you used to have to grind up for everything. But then Call of Duty went the same route, and what you're saying, they did the exact same thing that Fortnite did. They started adding in all these skins. The Groot skin was really something that triggered everybody in Warzone, because you could barely see that
you
character.
Could be celebrities,
gave you a competitive advantage. Yeah,
well, they made it worse though. Pay to play,
all kinds of celebrities,
which isn't even their fan base. Like your fan base is literally like dudes getting off work, coming home after work, and wanting to shoot each other with normal guns. You know what I mean? And then they
like celebrities,
and they start then one day you come home and it's like, you can be a teddy bear in Call of Duty, and it's like, that doesn't make sense. Like I could see it maybe in like a game mode, but it just like they were trying too hard to be just like what Fortnite is. And it's like, why don't you guys just build on a new engine, build a new ecosystem, and come up with expansions? Stop releasing a new one and just come out with expansions, come out with more stuff. Let everybody live and grind for guns in one game. Don't make them reset every year.
Did you guys watch the segment we did like 2 podcasts ago on microtransactions and the breakdown of the monies and how they're coming through from PC and systems, things like that? Did you catch that at all?
I didn't get that one.
I know we all don't love over abuse of microtransactions, but the sad reality is they're driving revenue. PC is number 1 on buying microtransactions over console, but the microtransaction share of the pie is much bigger than new purchases on both PC and on consoles. Not as big on console. A console new purchases is a little bit larger than it is on PC, but it's just like people just eat this shit up, man. They're just buying on everything. They're buying the teddy bear. They're buying the digital trench coat. They're buying that purple gun skin.
See, the key value of this whole equation is you give people choices.
Yeah.
And you give them options, and they're going to eat it up.
That's why we can't have nice things. There's always one bad egg who's just like, no, I'll buy that for $1,200. And then it's like, stop it.
We cannot do a strike if you're buying shit.
Yeah. I can't really talk because I have like a $900 knife in CS2, but like I could sell that to somebody on PayPal if I wanted to. Like I could get that money back, and my knife like goes up and down in price like all the time. Like there are other skins in other games. Like Here's the Storm, I used to play a game all the time. I spent like hundreds of dollars on that game on skins, and then they were like, oh, we're just dropping development. Like one of the biggest game companies in the world, Blizzard, was just like, we're gonna stop. Like in my mind, I'm like, oh, it's Blizzard, it's a cool game like League of Legends, it ain't going anywhere. And they just dropped development for it out of nowhere, and it's like, and I got like $200 worth of skins in that game. Like, what am I doing, dude? And to your point with World of Warcraft, there's a streamer, Thor. I'm sure you guys are familiar with him, but he used to work for World of Warcraft. His dad is like the World of War. Like they modeled in South Park, they modeled the World of Warcraft guy like after his dad or whatever. And he worked on StarCraft. He worked on StarCraft Wings of Liberty, the expansion. And he said that the unicorn microtransaction in World of Warcraft made more money in the first week being sold than Wings of Liberty ever did. Just a stupid little unicorn mount
too, I think, right?
Yeah, it was just like a stupid mount. So like we're talking like an entire video game with crazy mechanics. I mean, StarCraft, if you guys have ever watched, it's one of my favorite esports to watch. I don't play the game myself, but I absolutely love watching the esports of it. Just because in my opinion, those are like the pinnacle of gamers, just one-on-one, high actions per minute, long games, you're building bases, controlling units. To me, it's like the biggest Brainiac game ever. But because of that, it's such a high skill cap. It's a very small niche of the gamer pie. You know what I mean? To me, there's a few different types of gamers out there, and I'm sure you guys can relate to this. There's like the console gamers who only play COD in football games. Like they play sports in Call of Duty. And then outside of that, it's like I might play Halo, but like that's a little too adventure for me because like playing adventure games and role playing games like isn't cool. But but you guys probably know a lot of gamers who are like that. Like they only play Call of Duty and sports. But then you got like a whole nother side of gamers who won't even touch stuff like that. Where they're just in the realm of like adventure and exploration, indie games. Like they won't pick up GTA 5 or 6. They just want to play like Cupcake Simulator or something. You know what I mean? So like I think that like there's all these different niches of gamers, right? Definitely. And after a while, all the microtransactions were just like we can put them in all of them. We can finally just get it from everybody. And I think what like Pokemon Go does like $7 billion a year in microtransactions. And they were doing when they're new. When they're the worst, dude. When their new
I love them,
game
but
came
they're the
out,
worst.
Me too. I love Pokemon. It's like my favorite games ever. But the card game on mobile now, they have a new one, did like $25 million in microtransactions their first week.
Yeah.
Just selling packs, just selling digital packs of cards. All you can do is just collect cards and they didn't even have battling in the game yet. And they were doing $25 million a week.
So my whole thing about microtransaction, man, like I love fighting games, bro. And for them to put that in fighting games and made it to the point where you really get nothing in the base game. You have to damn near buy everything. The stuff that you want in the base game is going to be a DLC.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, the worst fighting game ever to do this is DOA, Dead or Alive. I would never buy DOA base game. Like, you're not getting shit, bro.
Because the actual characters, like the characters are locked behind. That's crazy to me. That's
you only playing with 6 people. And the game consists of 30 people. So it's like, now I gotta buy the rest of these folks. And DOA, they not charging you $2 or $3. You're paying like $7 for each character. Yeah. Because how they got it set up, you're not just buying one particular character, you're buying variants of that same character. So now you have to spend the money. You know, so like Tekken, for example. Tekken started.
Like DOA fell off.
Exactly.
I've never heard of it.
DOA
Tekken, Street Fighter.
DOA was a great game when it came down to fighting, bro. But it's just they microtransaction what killed they platform.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah. And now I'm starting to see Tekken and Street Fighter starting to do the same exact thing, bro.
Not good.
None whatsoever.
But to Byron's point, I think that the microtransactions are good in certain games. They make sense in Fortnite. Fortnite, literally, no one was playing the single player game. They were playing that for the microtransactions kind of since the beginning. But some games, it's like you're saying with these fighting games, you know, we came from the generation where you would get all the characters when you would get the game. And the moment they started, you know, like you said, taking them away, it's like it takes the fun out of it because you can't even be a character you thought you were going to play from the trailer or from the, you know, from them showing you it.
Or give me a chance to unlock them. Like give me a
yes, that's the old style of unlocking.
Like grind the ladder. You used to grind the ladders.
You had to play a certain character to get a certain character.
Yeah, do that.
Exactly. Like that was the adventure of.
That was like Mortal Kombat, right? Old Mortal Kombat.
Like old Mortal Kombat and Tekken. Tekken was known for that. Tekken and Soul Calibur. It was known for you had to play with a certain character to unlock another character. So
and that makes you want to play. But like they've just leaned so heavily into the online because unfortunately there's just not a lot of gamers who are playing them for a single play experience anymore. I think gamer like our habits have changed also, like what we enjoy and what we do. Like I said, I don't really play a lot of games for those reasons anymore. I play them for our friends. And when you're playing with your friends, what do you want to do? Not feel left out. Your friend's got a cool skin. He looking blingy. Yeah. We have a new friend who just started playing Counter-Strike with us 3 weeks ago. He just started playing Counter-Strike with us. He's been buying cases and just opened up gloves last week and just got like a $600 pair of gloves. But it's like but when I logged into teaching the game, he already had an AK skin. You know what I mean? Like he's like, oh, I can't play this game, and like I come from Valorant. You know, I got to have a fancy gun. He had a $7 AK skin on his gun. He didn't even know how to point his gun straight yet. You know, it's like doesn't even know what maps to play. But he's like, I got to have good pants.
Yeah,
that's the thing, bro. Like you playing these games based on using microtransaction to level yourself up. You're a new gamer. You're a new gamer to this game now, right? And you want to play with your friends. Your friends got, like you said, your friends at level 23. And you starting off at level 1. You ain't got shit because you ain't spent no money. Now you gonna hold your friends back, and they gonna call you broke or poor because you ain't just going straight into it and buying what you need to level your person up. I don't like games like that, bro. Like that kind of like Destiny, for example. Yeah. I love Destiny for what it was, but when they start making it to the point where you had to buy stuff to level up your character to make them even playable to even go against the raids and stuff like that, that completely threw me off.
Yeah.
Like,
games are like skins are one thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the problem is that the microtransactions aren't micro. Like Helldivers is a great example. The stuff on Helldivers is like $2.99. Like I think the most you'll spend on Helldivers is $5.99 for one of their coin packs or something, but it's not a lot. Like other games, you can go and buy a $99 coin pack or whatever. And that's why Helldivers works for so many people, because their microtransactions make sense. It's like, you know what? Yeah, it was a $40 game. But it's like, oh, you know what? I'll put $3.99 in here, and that'll give me a certain amount of coin. I can get like 4 different coats with that, and that makes sense. But they're doing this
100%.
Shit got so expensive. I guess Warcraft was to blame. One game we didn't mention was Warframe. Also as one of the culprits for letting the business know that microtransactions work, because Warframe, the game had been free from inception. And they started off making like barely any money. There's a great documentary out there that they started out. They made like their first day they made money. They made like $1,500. That was it. But that was like weeks in, and then finally it just ballooned. Now they make tons of money. They're huge. They're in China. But that was one of those games that showed people, oh,
we could do this.
Yeah.
I've always said that too. It's like when skins are $30, and it's one thing if there's only like 20 or 30 skins in the game, I get it. Maybe like pick and choose. We don't want you to have everything. But there's some games like Path of Exile, for example, where like the packs, like Path of Exile is great because you can play the entire game. You get everything in the game for free. Everything that you buy from the store literally just is cosmetic. But then you go to the store and it's like an outfit's like $49, and it's like, I get that, but like, why not make it just $9.99? Because I bet you people would spend $40 and they'd have 3 or 4 things that they can mix on their characters. But I know so many of my friends who don't buy stuff because they're so expensive. Now, I'll go play a game like Poke MMO, for example. It's like a Pokemon, spinoff that's not official, and they've got microtransactions in that game, and they have like you can do fly and surf. You can buy like ocarinas. You don't have to like teach it to your Pokemon. They're like $1.99. When I log in and make a new character on that, I'll spend $10 and I buy fly, cut, surf, so I don't have to put it on my Pokemon. And it's just like you said, it makes so much more sense. It's $1. You don't think about it, and before you realize that you're spending $2-3, no problem. It makes way more sense to have like a lower price point transaction. And another thing, to your point, they have a $100 package, but then there's something that costs $150 worth of coins, but then there's not a $50 package. There's only a 20 or 100. So now you have to buy 2 of the 100, because if you buy 103 of the 20s, you're actually spending more money because of the discount, and then now you're left over with more coins to spend. It's like they purposely stagger it. It's not even like this pack is 1,000 coins, here's 1,000 coin pack. It's like, here's 1,000 coin thing that you can buy, but the biggest pack we sell is 750. And it's like, shit. So now I gotta pull out my credit card and swipe it twice for a $99 pack just to have a skin. And
crazy.
Elder Scrolls Online does it a little different. When you buy your membership every month, you get currency to spend in the store. So like by buying your sub, you get free. If you buy a year sub up front, they give you all your years worth of coins right away. So you can get like 25,000 of the currency, which is usually what I do. I'll buy my sub for $120 a year. It's an MMO. Subs exist for good MMOs. So to me, it's like, okay, I can get some stuff to buy in the store, but 25,000 is like, I could spend that on like one house and I'm like done. Not even anything to decorate it or like, and so it's like $120. Like to buy houses in that game, it's like a house is like $90 like to buy one of the big ones, which is that's crazy, man. I've collected a few over the years with my coin stuff because I love doing housing in that game. It's very unique. But if houses were $20, a lot more of my friends would have been into housing. Like it's just $100. That's a lot for a lot of people, man. That's a light bill. That's a grocery bill. And some of these companies are wanting that like every month from us, which is just it's just gotten to the point to where it's greed. And then you see games that, like you guys say, that have cheap microtransactions and they're doing just fine. So it's clearly not the amount of money you're charging for something. It's like, what am I getting value wise? Because if you're giving me good value for $10, I'll probably spend $100 over the course of a year anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just make it more accessible and let me collect stuff. Like,
That's
at that point,
the price of a cup of coffee. People will think about it like a cup of coffee.
exactly.
Yeah. Which,
you know how many times I've said that? You know how many times I've said that to my friends? I'm like, dude, it's just like the price of a cup of coffee. Just get the pants. It's like, I've literally said that to my friends, like buying skins in games. So you're not wrong.
Matt double mill, man. You can spend that.
And my buddy Trevor is a perfect example of this. He's a big stickler with his money. Anytime we play a game, you see something for $20, he's like, nah. But if we play a game, he's like a 5-6 hour skin, he buys it. So I think you would open up to a whole new market of people who are willing to purchase stuff, because a person who's willing to spend $100 is still going to find $100 to spend on stuff. If you got enough stuff in the game.
But on that note, man, we're gonna go ahead and see what everybody got going on right now, so we can get more eyes on everybody projects. So, Byron, we're gonna start with you. What you got going on right now, man, that you want everybody to know?
Oh gosh, well, I got another podcast in addition to what we do here. So always, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Number one, like and subscribe this video and share it. I also have another podcast I'm doing with an acting friend of mine called The Odd Not Couple, where we just chat about life, what it's like to try to make it here in Hollywood. We discuss food, shows we're watching. It's just a fun, goofy time.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, game recommendation is Towerborn. If you're not playing Towerborn, it's a fun side scroller. It's got couch co-op. It's on Game Pass right now in preview. I'm assuming it's going to be on Steam too. Probably going to be pretty cheap on there, but it's a fun little side scrolling kind of like RPG brawler. So it's cool.
Okay. What about you, Chris?
Well, me and you have been doing these weekly updates on here, so I'm gonna be doing that, trying to get more involved online. You catch me on Threads. I'll say for my game recommendation, it's kind of silly, but it's a SpongeBob SquarePants, the Patrick Star game. Me and my son love playing that one, and so he plays it and he gets a kick out of it, and I love watching him play. It reminds me of me playing games back in the day. So if you have a family, it's definitely worth playing, or even if you just like SpongeBob like I do. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I'm up to.
Okay. What about you, Ryan?
Man, I'm just still taking pictures, walking around the city. I got an Instagram where I post a lot of photography and make reels, just interaction with people in Philadelphia. If you guys want to check it out, Rorschach Art. I also have a YouTube channel where I post long form stuff, Rorschach.art as well. And yeah, man, I've just been enjoying Expedition 33 a lot. Been playing some Schedule 1. Counter-Strike, got to keep the hand movement good. But other than that, man, I've just been keeping my eye out for anything new. I mean, I'm always browsing Steam, and just seeing what's in the horizon. We're going to have a lot of new games coming out in the next few years. GTA 6 and Unreal Engine is really going to open up the things for everybody. So who knows what I'll be playing in a few months. But right now, it's just Expedition 33 for sure.
Yeah, okay. And before we go, Chris, you got any gaming in news? No, hey, look, me personally, I ain't been playing nothing, bro.
I'm just making podcasts.
Yeah, I've been so damn busy making podcast episodes and clips, man. I don't have time to even play games right now.
So you're playing YouTube.
Yeah, I'm playing a game called YouTube Creator. But
so you skipped over it.
Hey, look, it's cool. At the end of the day, it's like, it's everything you do, you want to base it off of learning experiences, right? So every day you do something, you want to learn from it. And I'm learning so much from my audience, from, experience of failing in one video and doing it again. Like Chris can tell, we made a couple of videos that ain't even been posted yet because, I've been having problems with
technical issues
and stuff like that. So it's just trying to figure out what's working is the key, man. And, other than that, it's just, y'all stay tuned every week and watch our weekly podcast episodes on Sundays and catch us on Wednesdays, man. And y'all go make sure you go subscribe to Byron Podcast now after this video ends. Go subscribe now.
Couple YouTube.
Yes, go subscribe now.
And to this,
Chris,
both of them.
And to this, to everybody's stuff, man. Cause we want to all grow together.
Gamers for gamers.
We all want to grow together. That's the whole ordeal about what we're doing as gamers. We're networking and we're growing together. And on that note, man, Chris, you got any gaming news right quick you want to
I mean, we
So-
touched on a lot of the biggest topic, which was GTA, because I feel like everyone's kind of like that's in their mind. You know, I kind of touched on it earlier about Sony with them trying to create another live service game. Let's see, they're calling it, what is it? A fighting platformer, MOBA, life sim, and frog type game, which is very confusing and has a lot of people wondering what Sony's doing. Like I mentioned, because of Microsoft and Xbox, they're pretty much giving Sony free first party games. So they're like, we don't have to create our own right now. We could try to make one of these live service. They failed with a Concord game, so I think that's their mindset. Is let's see if we can take another crack at it. I don't know. That to me, it just sounds really out of pocket for them. I would much rather have them, go dive into the treasure trove of their IPs and maybe bring back an old one from like the original PlayStation days and bring it up to PS5. But I'm an old gamer. Maybe that's not what they want. Generation wants. Maybe they want a live service game. And then
Did you say Frog?
Yeah, a frog type game that's quoted in the article I read. I'm like, okay, well,
I mean,
like Frogger, like jumping across the street.
that's what I was kind of thinking. Maybe I don't know. I'm not really sure what they mean by that. They're very confusing with the description of what they're trying to come up with, and
Wow.
so yeah, it is pretty crazy. CD Projekt Red, their executive, I guess, had mentioned in regards to Nintendo with their cartridges. He wants publishers to kind of, be doing the right thing and actually put the game on there. But like we said, the bigger publishers don't have no incentive to do for the gamer. They do for themselves because of all the money they have to pay. It's kind of unfortunate. I hope that people do take that in, though. And then another thing, back to the Microsoft and Xbox, they killed their system by, basically saying, we don't care if you want one, we're going to charge you more. And we're not putting up they're not going to subsidize it anymore. That model is kind of gone, it seems like, and Microsoft's more focused on their Game Pass. And there was recent leaks on their handheld that I guess is going to come out from Asus that they're going to have maybe two different variants, a white and a black. You kind of like similar to their consoles, where there was the white, the S that was cheaper, and the black X, which is more expensive. But we'll see more as more updates come out on that. But that's pretty much like the quick hits that I kind of like wanted to bring up today.
Okay. On that note, man, we're gonna go ahead and end it right now, man. And we appreciate everybody watching us rant and talk about our thoughts about GTA 6 and games to come in the near future. So, hey, man, thanks for watching, and we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
All right, everyone. Peace.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for chatting.
So the next one.